You're listening to Pointing Pointers, the Point to Point podcast.
Hello, welcome to Pointing Pointers. I'm Ben Atkins and I'm with Sam Davies Thomas. Now, we're both being a bit quiet. I'm not in a library, but I am trying to keep my entire family asleep. It's very early in the morning. Sam's trying to keep Fergus Gillard asleep upstairs. So if it sounds like we're whispering, it's because we are. Sam, how are you getting on?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. It's something we haven't tried before, so maybe we might be better in the mornings. We'll have to let our listeners let us know. It might be better.
Yeah, we will soon find out. So I'm up.
Can't be much worse, mine, can it?
No, that's it. I'm up in Edinburgh. We've got some schooling trials pilot day tomorrow. And so I'm up here for a prep day. And yes, I've brought the family along as half term, trying to keep them asleep. And Sam, we've got plenty to talk about.
How are those schooling days going, by the way?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, we'll definitely cover them in full later down the line, probably when I'm not trying to whisper. But yeah, going really well. The one at Chaddersley was massively well supported, and it got off to a really good start at Larkhill before that as well. So yeah, I can't complain, and I think it's something that we should all get excited about. But yeah, as I say, I'd like to cover that in full some other time, which you know full well, which is why you're smirking when you ask the question. Well done, sir. Well done. 1-0. So let's get to it. Firstly, as always, we'd like to thank the PPRA and Red Mills for their continued support. Sam, it was good to have Charlie on last week, actually, wasn't it? All jokes aside, people really enjoyed that episode too.
Yeah. Saves us doing much work, to be honest, doesn't it? Because he decided to just put 50p in Charlie and away you go. But yeah, it's good to, talks a lot of sense. And yeah, he's doing the best he can for the PPRA alongside Steph. And yeah, no, they seem to be doing a good job as far as I can see.
It's a nightmare, isn't it? Because we had Charlie last week, Joe Hill the week before that. Both of them just did the heavy lifting. And we're here now with no guests, first thing in the morning, trying to keep quiet, you know?
Yeah, trying to, go global, it's tough.
It is. It's tough at the top, Sam. Don't let anyone tell you any different. It says on the sheet here, Sam, no guest as Ben on holiday and not taking this seriously. Which is nice, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, there we go.
Have we ever?
I don't go on holiday during the week because I know this is an important time of the week.
And, yeah, I can't
risk it,
Yeah, but if you were listening before, Sam, I said I'm actually working, not on holiday. I just brought the family away so they feel like they're on holiday,
Good thinking.
So there we go. The weekend that was Larkhill. Olive Nichols is on some roll, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, two at Sunday. One in the week on Shearer. But yeah, no, it's good for her to get the couple of winners on the board at Larkhill. Veriflay and Switchhitter both winning nicely. Veriflay bolted up as you'd expect, 4-6 favourite. But no, she's I actually thought she's a really improved jockey. I thought she's obviously riding. My alarm's going off. Sorry, she's obviously riding some nice horses, so it does help. But I thought last night when she won on Shearer, I thought she looked quite neat and tidy. So yeah, fair play to her. She's obviously training a few as well and doing a good job. So yeah, no, very good for her.
Yeah, good stuff.
Jimmy King had a double, which was good. One for Harriet Waite and Stan Rawlins, who's a massive part of Larkhill himself. Probably met him down. Did you meet Stan when you went down to Larkhill? Yeah, absolute legend. And pretty sure. Do you know what? I'm pretty sure I saw him at the Brocklesby meeting the other day. He does travel far and wide. Yeah, he gets about. Yeah, he gets about. Yeah, not like that, but he gets about the point-to-point courses. And then he had a winner for Chris Barber as well. So obviously had a bit of a bad luck last weekend in the maiden, but they put it right this week with City Silk winning the maiden there at Larkhill. So no, good for him. And then Tom Hutsby advertising his talents again. Still can't figure out if I've got an updated leaderboard or not. Week 14, 15 doesn't make much sense to me. I don't count the weeks as we go, but yeah, Tom Hutsby had another winner. I think he's probably up there with Ryan Corcoran as leader novice. So yeah, no, he's obviously doing well as well.
Yeah, as you say, James King keeping Josh Neiman honest, and yeah, Tom Hutsby kicking on to what could be a breakthrough season for him. So Horseheath, another double for Alex Chadwick. Alex Chadwick, who actually, after giving us the runaround, sent us a voice note via Charlie Post's phone, giving us some abuse basically at the weekend. Can't believe he called you that, Sam. But I do believe you managed to speak to him subsequently.
Yeah, I've been called a lot worse, but I had a chat with him afterwards for the Turners and Nick Wright. So he's riding for the right people, and I had a good catch up with him about how the season's going and his future plans, and here he is now. It's a big moment for pointers now, because we're now joined by the Prince of East Anglia, Alex Chadwick. How are you, mate? You've got good signal as well, which is handy. You're on your way to Huntingdon, are you?
Yeah, Huntingdon, rather nice course called Jubilant. He pulled up last time. I think ground is suit better today. Bumper form seems quite solid, so if he's based on that, he shouldn't be too far away.
Perfect. And last weekend you enjoyed another double at Horseheath for the Wrights. What was the other winner? I can't remember off the top of my head.
So Turners.
That was it. Yeah, that takes some doing. Well done.
Yeah, he actually went through the race quite nicely. I think Ed said to him I think it was Harry Scout, and he said, I don't know who he thinks he's riding for. He's from Owens, the way he's riding it. So I kicked it on the hill.
They've got their horses. They must have got a new gallop or something this year. They've got the horses fitter earlier.
I'm not saying anything.
Come on. No, that was good. Obviously, you had a great start to the season. Well, you're halfway through now. How many winners is that under rules and pointing together?
So it's under rules and pointing.
Brilliant. It's been going well. Jenny's horses obviously and James's horses are on good form. All Mankind, talk a bit about him. He used to be a bit of a thrill to ride, is he?
He's a lovely horse to have, especially to ride him. I think he took a step forward from Horseheath at Higham, did it really nicely, beat a horse called St. Calvados that he's a 140 horse now, so to beat him the way he did was impressive. He'll go to Cheltenham now, and we'll see how we go.
Brilliant. Obviously, do you think Higham maybe the track might have suited him more so as being a speed track, or did you just think he's come on?
I think the mixture of both. First time he's ever properly been over 3. That's quite a stiff 3 Horseheath, isn't it? It's an uphill finish. He did it very easy at Higham, completely different track, but I just like the way he did it at Higham. He'd full of confidence now going into Cheltenham.
Brilliant. So that's the plan now, because obviously I asked you a couple of weeks ago and you were really helpful. You just replied, I don't know. So that's the plan now, is it, Cheltenham?
Yeah. I genuinely didn't know.
No, I'm
so I wasn't just going to make it up.
I'm winding you up. So how many pointers would Jenny have in the yard?
I think she's got 4 or 5. She's got a new one running this weekend at Garthorpe in the first time out, which would be interesting.
What's
his homework's been he's called Iconic Jack. He runs that 2.5 mile at Garthorpe. His homework's been pretty good. He's been working with quite nice horses. Jumping's been good. So it's all down to him now.
Perfect. Is that first time out?
First time out. Wouldn't get many of them.
No, that's nice. You stay clear of them, don't you?
Try to.
And obviously you've got a good association with Nick Wright up in that area as well. He's got some horses to go out.
He's got some lovely horses this season, a couple of new ones. I mean, Clash Hill, who I won on last weekend, at Horseheath. He seems to progress from his last run. Probably didn't give it the best of rides because I put the foot to the floor when I shouldn't have, and he nearly got done on the line. But it's all a learning curve with him. I know more about him now. Another one who's quite nice is Fame and Concrete. He won nicely at Charing, didn't come off the bridle. Jumped super for a horse that's never actually been over a fence. I know he's been over hurdles, but it's a bit different over a fence. He'd be another one who'd be nice. Red Maple runs this weekend at Garthorpe in a 3 mile 6. First time trialing over 3 miles. I think that will suit him. And yeah, I think Mount Pleasant's the other one that he finished second there at Horseheath the last day. He is a lovely horse.
Yeah.
He might just be one to maybe go for novice riders because it might be that weaker grade sort of thing. Them level 1s, them level 2s, probably where he's at. He might actually win a novice hunter chase somewhere along down the line. But I think Clash Hill and Fame of Concrete are lovely horses going forward.
Perfect. And then for those of us that don't know, I actually don't know myself. Actually, during the week? How do you kind of cut your time with the point to pointers? And obviously, you work for James full time? Is that right?
So, but James is just riding out in the morning, sort of riding 4 or 5 lots, and then I'll go off and ride for Brian Dowling, Nick Wright, David Kemp once every 2 weeks, possibly. Just people who give me rides, sort of thing. And then I do my business in the afternoon, Chad Equestrian.
Give that a plug. Come on, give that a plug. Go on.
So Chad Equestrian started it 5 years ago, just purely to make it a bit more affordable for people in racing. Just thought the prices of some things a bit extortionate, and I thought there must be a market for it. Didn't know how big of a market it would be going into it. Pleasantly surprised how big it was, and yeah, I mean, probably if I didn't have the business, I didn't know where I'd be now, sort of thing. So I can run that a daily basis and enjoy my pointing on the side, sort of thing.
No, so started out with. Did you start out just with the britches, didn't you?
Started off with the. I buy a lot of coats, and I just sort of tried to mould one coat into all the coats I've ever bought.
Yeah.
So that's why I come with the all-in-one jacket. That supplies the racing school with all their jackets. I do supply a lot of other yards, but no, I suppose the breeches would be the USP sort of thing.
Yeah, no, well done. It seems to have gone very well. That is good. So All Mankind to Cheltenham, going to Garthwaite this weekend for a winner on a maiden, which should be a shock, wouldn't it? And
I'm not saying anything.
And a winner this afternoon at Huntingdon. I'm speaking to you on Thursday.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. Fingers, he's a lovely horse. It's Jubilant, who runs in the third race there. He's lovely horse, and I just hope he takes a step forward from that bumper form.
Yeah, he's got some good bumper form, hasn't he? So, No, that's good. Well, thanks very much for coming on. I don't want to, keep you any longer than your time slots allow. So, no, thanks for coming on and speaking to us, and good luck for the rest of the season. Good luck at Cheltenham.
Good man. Thank you.
Top man. Thanks.
Cheers.
So, not only can Gina train horses, it seems that she can train humans as well, Sam.
Yeah, no, Eddie Holder, who's been a big part of her yard over the last couple of seasons, actually beat Gina on Tully's Touch, which is a regular amount of Jack and Gina's for Johnny. But one of the ladies beating Gina on Captain Biggles. And Gina's obviously teaching them too well. She's getting beat by them now as well. So, no, fair play to Ellie. Real hard-working girl, neat rider, and she's doing well as well. But yeah, obviously Gina wouldn't go leave the meeting without a winner herself, and she obviously won the first race on All Is True, who's been a very progressive horse for the Oak Partnership. Beat a nice horse of Nick Wright's as well, Mount Pleasant. So some competitive racing up there, and yeah, Premier Magic got turned over as well. The paper mill beat Premier Magic too, so that was interesting.
Yeah, he's not firing yet, that horse, this season, is he?
Not just yet. I'm sure I'll get him right. I'm sure.
Dale Peters continues a really good form. They've got out of the blocks early, haven't they?
Yeah, up at Duncan Park. Yeah, Dale obviously ventured up there. But yeah, his horses started off in flying form. Lining them up, winning the maiden Division 1, and we're in this together, winning the restricted. So yeah, good. And yeah, as many people have said before, pretty much the sport talent of Sam and Dale Peters in the amateur ranks, to be honest. But that's where he wants to be, and that's where his weight allows him to be. So no, he's a good pilot, and yeah, glad he's having a good start to the season.
Maybe we should have like a third category of riders that are like the James Kings and the Dale Peters, who are basically like stealing a living pointing.
James isn't as good as Dale. He just rides more horses.
He's revved, I can tell you that this week. I've been winding James King up. What's it called? Gamekeeper turned poacher. I've been winding him up some chronic this week. It's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, long may that continue. What else happened at Duncan Park?
Appy Chappy won the bumper for Lois and Jack Teal. Lois doing the steering, Jack doing the training. Just got the better of Appy Obbett, who we spoke to Kelly Morgan about before. Obviously, a better performance than she got at Reevesby. But yeah, Appy Chappy did it well. Just got up on the line and giving the Kelly Morgan horse over a stone, obviously for weight for age allowances and stuff. So good performance first time out for Appy Chappy. And then obviously another across the card double for Gina. Ellis, Jetaway Joey, been a very consistent horse, but hasn't got his head in front this season and managed to get his head in front up there under Jack Andrews. So well worth the journey up there for Jack.
Yes, fair enough. So from the north to the south, but vastly, winners split between Biddick, Newman, and McIntyre, 2 each.
Yeah, rare that, isn't it? I mean, just 3 jockeys ride all the winners on the across the card, but Josh Newman's season continues to fly along. Biddick obviously had a nice winner in the week, and got another couple of winners there as well. So, but Douglas Longbottom, he's having a great season for Fly. He won an intermediate there, and I'd imagine, I'm not having spoke to them, but I'd imagine the intermediate final looks like a worthy candidate for where he's going to end up at the end of the season. So that's something to look forward to. But he's been a real good horse and very consistent. Another horse that went and won is Rochester for the Newman Yard, trained by Purdy Peaster, who we mentioned before, who had the bad fall. Josh took up the reins and he won by 10 lengths, 16-1. Ben, you'd like being there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he wouldn't have gone off 16-1.
Be what a glance. So good performance that. Beat by 10 lengths as well. So
hopefully that'll be a bit of a welcome tonic for Purdy as she is on the mend. Put a bit of pep in a step, as they say.
Exactly, yeah. And quickest time of the day by a long way, 7 minutes 20, 7 minutes 19. So, that was obviously carrying only 11.7, but yeah, obviously very, very good performance, I thought, from that horse.
Good stuff.
But yeah, Josh and Gina running away with the jockey's title and trainer's title. Not running away, but, they're up there at the minute. But I can't believe that's ever happened before. Anyone riding training and riding doubles for the championships, can you?
No, I can't remember it myself. No. I actually mentioned that on Nick Luck's section last week, Sam. Good that you noticed. So one of the eldest of my sons has just arrived in the room, Sam, and he's delighted, having spent the week ridiculing me about the intro of the Pointing Pointers podcast and doing lots of impressions of it. He's delighted that he's here for a live viewing, and immediately turned the telly on, which you can probably now hear in the background. If you could just turn that down, please, a little bit. Appreciate it, mate. So, there's been some good hunter chasing, Sam, which we should probably touch on. And first, we were, I think, probably most impressively, most significantly was the Walrus at Haydock, where My Drogo beat the very well backed Crackers de Barm with Biddick on top doing Biddicky things. And we spoke to him earlier this week, and this is what he had to say.
I'm now joined by Will Biddick. He actually did promise to come on the podcast, as you were aware, a couple of weeks ago, but then he went AWOL. We just managed to get hold of him. William, how are you?
I'm very good, mate. Yeah.
You're a busy man, aren't you?
I am a busy man, actually, yeah. It's running a yard, employing staff, and being a dad, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I wouldn't know about any of that, mate, so that's absolutely fine. I'll let you tell me about it. That's all I want to know. So start with Drogo then last week. Good performance, I thought. We had a chat afterwards. What were your thoughts?
To be honest, I went there thinking it would have been myself and Jet Plane fighting out the finish. Knowing the form of the others, you can't. Joe O'Shea's a very, very good trainer, and that horse's form I thought was really good on the day. I thought we would have beaten it a bit easier, to be honest. I think My Drogo. I'm fully aware that My Drogo is not the most straightforward to train. I'm sure it's easier to ride him than train him. So credit to Ed and Polly, who have done all the work with that horse. It was a good race on paper, and it proved it in the final. 3 fences. It was a fight to the line, and what I was really delighted about was I rode him at Lark Hill, and Josh rode him first time out, and he ran a nice race, and didn't quite finish. He probably come on for the run, and then I rode him in albeit a weaker contest, I think. And he won as he should have won. But it was nice to see him really fight a finish out at Haydock, which he's not really had to do in his life.
Never had to do it. Yeah,
He had every excuse to curl up and not stick his neck out, and he had to really knuckle down. They quickened it down the back, and then they turned in, and Hugh Edwards just turned on the screw a bit more. So he had to stick his neck out. Yeah. So and he jumped very well and galloped strong to the line. So maybe he'll improve a little bit more for that. He hasn't got a lot of mileage for an older horse. He's had his issues. You probably know him from when he was at Dan's, do you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So he's had his issues.
Yeah, and he's had his issues. He's not the most straightforward. He gets quite tense and all that. So the really good thing about this is the fact that this horse was as high profile as he was. He's been to extend his racing career by being able to come back into point to point stroke hunter chases, and he's needed that little bit of TLC, and it's rejuvenated him, I think, and it's given him a new extended career basically.
Yeah, 100%. And as you say, I think he will come on because he's probably never had to have a race, as you say, like that. You've had to hold his hand. I thought going down the back was kind of a telling sign of his inexperience. Probably when they cleaned it up, you just had to always hold his hand a bit and help him along until he got his confidence then at the home straight to kind of give him a kick in the belly and say, go on then, go win your race.
Yeah, and I know Polly rides him a lot at home, and she said he's come out of the race really well. Like horses know when they've done well, and he's come out of the race really well. I think Cheltenham is off the cards, and I think Aintree is very much on the cards, possibly Punchestown, but there'll be a race between all of that anyway. So he's probably a horse that needs 4 weeks between his runs, and he doesn't need to. He's in a game now where he certainly doesn't have. He's not there to try and win the greatest of races in this sphere. He's there to get his mojo back, get his confidence back, and we'll see from each run. Yes, we'll have a target, but we'll take each run as it comes into what direction we go in.
Yeah, to give him the chance of winning, the races he can win while he's still going, I suppose.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, because we could have easily gone to Larkhill on the Sunday and gone for the Coronation Cup, and we'd spoken with Polly and Ed and said, I think, and Richie Calvert-Hughes, the owner, and it was, I felt he would have been better in a better race, going a bit more of a gallop. It's more what he's used to, and I thought his jumping was really good at Larkhill when I rode him, and Larkhill's a nice jumping course, and why don't we have a go at it? It's a good prize spot to have a go at, and let's have a go.
Yeah, and looking at Aintree, probably the way he travels as well, he's quite a strong traveller, although you've got to help him at his fences. He is a strong traveller, so Aintree shouldn't be a problem, should it?
No, I don't think so. I think it suits. I think it would suit him anyway. A flat track, short 3 miles. The jumps certainly aren't what they were 10 years ago. There was certainly when I won there on Famous Claremont, it was the year before. You'd say, I think I said to Chris, this is an Aintree horse, but he won't jump around at the moment.
Yeah.
And then as time went on, we tried a few different things with that horse, and they've got a lot of similarities, the pair of them. They're strong travellers. Their jumping needs a bit of help, but they're good. They don't really stay a solid 3 miles. There's nothing to say. Famous has proved he doesn't, whereas My Drogo hasn't really proved it yet. So that's still an option. He's got to prove us wrong in a way, but because he's such a strong traveller, why do we need to? There's loads of pots to have a go at, and I just think the hustle and bustle of Cheltenham, always on the turn, jumps come up really quick. You've got a lot more time around Aintree. I think it would just suit him right now where he is in his career. That will be more of a target to aim at, and if he runs, there's other options. It's not all the be all and end all. So it's nice to be able to be partnering a horse like this of the caliber that he is, and there's certainly a big race in him.
No, definitely. You can't win the Aintree Foxes on the bridle twice, surely.
Well, I don't know.
Give it a
It's
good
my
go, wouldn't
style, Sam.
you? Give it a good go.
Yeah, but that race, I know. You say like Famous Claremont doesn't stay, but you still got to stay further than the trip.
Yeah.
I think at Aintree, it's they go lickety split over the first 4 fences, jump the water fence, turn down the back, then it settles down. And if you can't get in a rhythm, you might as well go home. You've got to find your rhythm then straight away, going down that line down towards the beach. And I think this is a horse that, because he's such a strong traveller, you can help him hold his hand a little bit, go into a space. You can go where you want because he's always travelling in your hands. He's never going to be behind the bridle, and you're struggling to keep up. That it's those like championship races when you're struggling. If you're in top speed and you're struggling to go the gallop, it's hard then because you meet one wrong and you're on the back foot. Then someone cuts the nose off you. It's just you just never get going. You never get in a rhythm. But these horses that travel well, they're the ones that are going to be in the finish. In the finish of these championship races.
100%. Fingers crossed he stays sound, and we can see him before Aintree, and then Punchestown would be nice.
Absolutely, yeah.
What about last weekend? A couple of winners for you. Tell the listeners about those 2 winners.
Yeah, so I had 6 rides for six different trainers. The first one was
you do
Tom
get
Malone.
about, don't you?
Well, the first one was Tom Malone. The race, you can only beat what was there, but it would have taken a fit, hardy horse to beat him that day at Buckfastleigh. He's a horse that he still shows a bit of greenness, but you shovel on the coal, he just keeps galloping. He's an out and out chaser, galloper all day long, and it would have taken a fit, hardy type to beat him on Sunday. So that was a good effort.
Perfect. What will he do with that now?
I don't know, but everyone's aware that most of the Toms are they're for sale at any point. So if someone wants a horse that will gallop and jump, and you just keep shoveling on the coal, that's the horse.
Perfect. Right, there you go. Heard it here first. And the other one?
That was for Les Jefford. He'd had a couple runs around Wadebridge this year. Anna Johnson rode him. She was unavailable. She rode something else in the race, so I got the call up. Watched his races back. Les was happy with his work. He'd progressed on both runs, and it was a very straightforward run, really. Instructions were just have a bit of daylight, or don't try not to get into any trouble, and he stays and he jumps. So uncomplicated ride. We had a smooth trip throughout the race, and kicked him in the belly turning in, and he won by 12 lengths, hands and heels. So one of the better performances of the day, I'd say.
Nice. And you, Josh, and Fly took all the awards, didn't you?
Fly took more awards, I think.
Did he?
Yeah, he had a couple winners like Josh and myself, but he also had a couple unseats. So fly or die. That's what he'll say.
Yeah, nice, like it. Good style. This weekend, where are you off to?
I am going to Badbury Rings on Sunday.
Many rides? Anything anyone should look out for?
One for Harry Ryle in the Open Norton Hill.
He does a good job with his horses, doesn't he?
Harry's a very good trainer. Yeah, he's on a gallop. He's using a gallops that is renowned for producing winners. Down at Zebra with. It used to be a mini Lambourne with Harry Fry and Jack Barber and Anthony Hannibal, Ben Clark. It's a very, very good gallop. And Jeremy Barber's part owner of this horse. Jeremy's been very good to me over the years, and it's I rode a winner for him last year on Posh Dude, and it was as close as I can get to the old days now with my connection with Richard Barber, Jack Barber, Chris Barber. This is the closest I can get to reliving those days, is now riding him a winner that he owns. So so I'm riding that horse for him in the Open, and Tom Lacey's got one in the he's got a 4-year-old in the maiden that is planning to go down there. Hopefully we keep getting the showers that we've got today towards the weekend. and then a restricted horse for Mike and Lucy Felton that I won on at Bratton Down at the end of last year.
Oh, nice. Kicking up a couple of wins in would be nice. And then looking forward to March. You've been delighted with the start. No drama with the made at Warwick.
Because Paul Nichols called me when he was well into the training of the horse and said, basically he doesn't show a lot on the gallops. I said, don't worry about that. When he went on grass, he was a completely different animal, and they took him for a racecourse gallop for his bumper, and he was very impressive. And sure enough, when he went to Warwick, he's an uncomplicated ride. So, he got a lead, and Harry gave him a kick in the belly, turning in, and they were getting up to 37, 38 miles an hour, quickening up the straight at Warwick. So that was Harry got a really good feel off it. Paul was very impressed, and certainly if Cheltenham got a bit of rain and it went a bit softer, he relishes that. So it's nice to think that we've found and produced, won, sold, and now the new buyers are having success, or have had success out of this horse. So that's what it's all about for the English pointers, and it keeps that flag flying.
Yeah, definitely seems to be more and more of them as well. So they're kind of battling with the Irish and that. So it's good to see. But you'll be there in March to cheer them on, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely be going up to cheer them on. We're also going to go up to see Jubilee Alpha running that in the Mayor's Hurdle. Yeah,
perfect.
So she was one that she cost quite a bit of money, but she always did everything well at home. I broke her in and produced her, and she was actually going to run in a point to point, but she when we took her to South Hill, we arrived at the entrance and they said it was fogged off, so she never actually got to run in a point to point. But she then she went to Pools after that. But she was one that we had a bit of a relationship with and produced all the way up through.
Perfect, brilliant. Well, lovely. Thank you very much for coming on. It's nice to get hold of you. You're a busy man. Ben will be upset. Ben really wanted to speak to you. So he'll be upset that you missed each other all day and now he's too busy.
Yeah, I thought that was a good performance from my Drogo. He's obviously, even though he hasn't had much racing, so he's still fairly green, as Biddick mentioned, but he just needs his hand holding a bit. And yeah, I thought it was a good performance in the end. He was going away at the line. Gracchus Barnes, obviously no mug, but was hanging around a bit. Hanging off to the left at the run-in and gave my Drogo a good chance. So no, it was good to see him go, and I think he's going to go to Aintree. So yeah, obviously Biddick has to be at his best, but he's held a hand of very famous Clement, not the best jumper around there before to win. So I don't see why he can't do it again.
No, exactly.
Another impressive performance I thought was at Leicester, Gaviga. I thought
I was there, Sam. Saw it with my own eyes. Stood there, I was with Joe Hill in the stands.
Why were you there?
I went to watch it because it was a Pointers sponsored one, Sam. Thanks for coming. Me and Joe Hill stood hand in hand in the stands. He'd obviously backed the winner. So yeah, that was really impressive actually. And I believe, Sam, you spoke to Luca.
I'm delighted now to be joined by Luca Morgan, who last week enjoyed watching Gaviga win the Pointers Hunter Chase at Leicester. Luca, that must have been rewarding to watch.
Yeah, it was really pleasing. Obviously, he won at Lark Hill. He hadn't run for a good while before he ran there. And then the plan was, as soon as he crossed the line at Lark Hill, really, I spoke to James and stuff, and we planned to come straight to Leicester. Felt like a long wait, but yeah, it was worth it anyway. So, no, really pleased.
No, on paper, it looked a competitive field. Trying to kind of pick out the winner before the start was pretty tricky, but the money came late for him. He was obviously nicely fancied and he did the job nicely. What's the plan with him now?
Yeah, like you said, it was probably a better race than I thought it was going to be. If you look back for the last couple of years, it wasn't. There was always one kind of standout horse in it, whereas this year there was 4 or 5, like you said. Plan for him now. I've put him in at Leicester again on Tuesday. Obviously, he's not been over raced this year, and there was no reason he didn't run from Lark Hill to Leicester. We just wanted to wait. So yeah, we might have a go at that. I'd imagine we'll run there. And then there's a race in March at Exeter that we might look at, Novices Hunters Chase, and then straight to Punchestown after that, I'd have thought.
Perfect. Am I right? I think you went to Punchestown last year with the horse, did you?
No.
Year before?
Oh no! I'll tell you what we did. We went to
Oh, you did that
down
at the Hunter
Patrick.
Chase, didn't you? Yeah, you did
Yeah,
go to Punchestown.
it was really good prize money. So we took Perfect Pirate last year, and he didn't travel great, but he ran all right. But yeah, so
I
we're
knew I
looking
was.
forward
I
to
knew
it.
I was half right. I was nearly
Yeah,
there.
you were nearly there. Yeah.
All right, bear with me. I'm still learning. So to just tell our listeners kind of where you obviously you packed up riding a couple of years ago, and where you're based now, and what you've kind of the job is in the week.
Yeah, so obviously I stopped riding November 23. We moved into our base at Sanderhouse Farm, which is towards Warwick Way, Henley and Arden, in December. So we moved quite quick. We've got about 40 horses on the place, from yearlings, foals to the point-to-point hunter chasers. We've got a lot of pre-trainers for some good people, good trainers, good owners. A lot of people that I used to ride for. Ben Pauling's got a lot with us, and yeah, we're just we wanted to have some point-to-pointers, hunt chase, to have a bit of fun. And yeah, it's been good so far. We haven't had loads of winners. We haven't, to be honest, we haven't got that many good ones. But yeah, it's something that we're looking to get into a bit more. And we've got a couple of people now, a couple of owners that might buy some point-to-pointers, which hasn't really been easy to find people to buy point-to-pointers, and obviously hunter chasers. But yeah, it seems to be going all right.
Good. And why do you think there's a reason why it's hard to find the owners to come into the sport?
Yeah, I mean,
You can be completely honest. We're all open here. It's fine.
yeah. Why would they? Is what I kind of Why would you pay training fees? I mean, it costs the same to feed a point-to-pointer as it does to feed Gallop and Deschamps. So why would they have a horse running a point-to-point? So they can't really win any prize money unless it's going to win some good hunter chases.
Yeah.
I suppose when you buy an under rules horse, you can always sell the dream, and this might pay its way, it might win some good races and whatever. But with the point-to-pointers, they have to be top-class hunter chasers to actually pay their way. So unless you're a real enthusiast, you're not going to buy a point-to-pointer over an under rules horse. And I don't know what we do about that, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, we always say, oh, it's bloody hard, but then actually, what can you actually do to make it better? It's very tough. But it's the fun, isn't it? It's the enjoyment people got to get out of it. As you say, you've got to be a real enthusiast to want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think when you own a winner or train a winner, it doesn't matter what the prize money is or where it is. It feels exactly the same winning point-to-point at Bratton Down as it does, training winner under rules. Or, well, I haven't trained a winner under rules, but obviously hunter chases. It doesn't feel any different. And I can promise you one thing: when your horse crosses the line in a point-to-point or a 0 to 100 at Ludlow, you ain't thinking about the prize money anyway.
No, you're definitely not. What about youngsters in the yard? You got any kind of stores that you?
Yeah, so we bought 5 or 6 stores last year at the Arkle sale. We had a couple of smart ones that were ready to run, and we actually ran them at the Chadsley schooling trials.
Yeah.
And they looked quite good that day. So they're actually sold after that. So we didn't actually get to run them in point-to-points, which is a bit of a shame, I suppose, because we'd like to run them, but at the same time it's a business, and we had to let them go. But yeah, that's something we're keen to get into, is the young horses buying and selling and producing over here. I wrote somewhere the other day that I do think that we're not reinventing the wheel by buying and selling these young horses. Obviously, Charlie Post, Fran Post, and Tom and Gina. There's other people as well. I don't want to miss anyone out, but they've had great success doing it over the years. And I just think that the one thing that British point-to-point maybe lacks is when you do go to the sales, the buyers can say they can doubt the depth of the races over here.
Yeah.
Whereas in Ireland, you've got 300 people, trying to produce young horses, where over here you've got 10. So the races aren't as deep. And if we can add to that pool and make these young horse maidens more competitive, then it's only going to hopefully bring the trade up.
Yeah, and when you've got to take each other on, having less of the young horse maidens.
Exactly.
So you've got to take each other on to improve the depth at the minute until that pool gets bigger, and then you can increase it as it goes. But
yeah, exactly. And then the sales, they might look at the form and say, instead of saying, without being rude, they've beat some genuine point-to-pointers, own riders or whatever. You could say, well, look, Tom and Gina had one in it, Charlie had one in it, Luca had one in it, and whatever. So that you can put a substance to the form, maybe.
Yeah. And do you think the schooling you sold the horses after the schooling races, and obviously the horses that you ran in them were going up against horses that have got form, and people knew what horses they were. Do you think that maybe helped you sell the horses easier or not?
Yeah, yes. I mean, they weren't there to be. I didn't take them there
To sell them. Yeah. No.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I had a couple of smart ones, and all they did was prove us right. But it got some good trainers and some good owners to Chaddesley Corbett, and they saw an exciting 4-year-old, and a lot of people wanted to buy them. And yeah, it eliminated the risk for us. We didn't have to run the horses, but
Yeah.
I have full faith in everything that we sold would have, well, touch wood would have, or you'd like to think would have won. So yeah, I think it's a good thing, and I think we were going there for experience to hopefully run them, and yeah, it's just turned out that we don't have to run them.
Yeah, well, you took your chance, and that's been good. Any runners coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, so we've got 4 this weekend.
Oh, well, busy man.
Yeah, so Kingston Blount Saturday, we've got 3 there, and then we've got 1 at Garthorpe on Sunday. So, yeah.
What's your best chance?
There's Gino Drummer Boy in the maiden conditions at Kingston Blount. We hadn't had it. He came off Gordon Elliott, just a small syndicate own him, and when we bought him on Thoroughbid, there wasn't a sale, there was no boats over, so he had to stay there, and I don't think he did a lot. So he came over, we ran him quite quick, and he just blew up. But he travelled and jumped to a point, and I think, this weekend you'd see him in a better light.
Bro, perfect. Well, good luck at the weekend. Good luck with Punchdown. I'll try and get over for a trip out, have a drink.
Yeah, exactly that.
But yeah, good luck for the rest of the season, and thanks for coming on.
Cheers, Sam. Thanks, mate.
Top man. Bye.
Yeah, that was good. Fakenham, plenty of hunter chases. I can't keep up with Gordon's competition, mate. I tell you, there's too much race.
It's full-time
Can't
job.
keep up.
Full-time job.
It is.
I think I work for him some days. I get a text message from him every morning. Competition. I think.
Yeah, he's a stickler, isn't he?
Oh, he is, mate. Yeah.
But no, Fakenham Barderstown lad beat Fred Arms. Fred Arms, to be honest, I thought probably threw the race away. He's been a bit like that under rules, and yeah, he had every opportunity to go and win. But Barderstown lad, who's probably the horse that's had the most entries I've ever seen in a season so far, so he's entered all over the place.
Yeah, we've mentioned that before. He's
entered
haven't we?
again this weekend. The lad, so he's a busy boy. Yeah, I hope he's had his Pro Plus. Anyway, and then yeah,
have you, Sam? Have you had that rolled off the tongue a bit easily, like you just had yours or something? Have you been on Pro Plus?
Not yet. Do I sound like it?
No. Do you? I had you more down as a Barocca man, to be honest. No.
Say that again. Your signal broke out.
Oh, sorry. I had you down more as a Barocca.
Again.
I had you more down as a Barocca man than a
Yeah. I used to like a Barocca, especially after a night out. Bit of Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
Barocca, lovely.
So, as you know, I do some student events, Sam, and little anecdote for you here. We once had gals from Geordie Shore, and honestly, like, he was in a proper pickle, and then up the next morning, fresh as a daisy, to go for coffee. How do you do this, like, 7 nights a week? It's like, Barocca, man. Barocca. Well, that's the secret, apparently. Yeah. If you're wondering why the Wi-Fi connection's gone bad, that's because we're now playing COD in the corner over there. There's absolutely no regard given to my activities over here. That's just what's happening. So,
okay, can't do anything about it. It's fine. It's fine. No. They must have loaded up warfare. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Taunton Shearer, I thought was extremely impressive as well. I thought Shearer and AC Milan got racing a long way out, way too soon. I'm not sure why Josh thought he had to take the race to Shearer with a circuit to go, but he did. AC Milan faded badly into 5th, and Shearer, held on nicely considering they were going the speed they were going down the back. So he heads straight to Cheltenham, and he should be an exciting and competitive horse. I think he's obviously a talented horse under rules.
Taunton isn't all that far from where Josh and Kaylee live Is it? So maybe he was just coming down the back straight and realised he was late for the school run, or you could hear Kaylee shouting at him from the house,
To
telling
try
him
to get this over and done with as quick as he could.
the dinner wasn't on or whatever. Yeah, and he's just thought, "Oh God, I'm going to be late here. Better get home."
Yeah,
Literally. Maybe.
Rush of blood then, maybe. But no, it's fine. It's fine.
I feel, Sam, hang on, look, you actually sent Steph a text about this in the group. I think you must have been pocket talking. Had you had the absolute house on Shearer?
No, Shearer's in my competition.
Oh no, sorry. I mean on AC Milan.
No, I didn't know. No. But at least he got him round. Otherwise, unlike the jockey that rode him last time. So there we go. But there we go. Anyway, on that note, you had a chat. Well, we had a chat with Olive Nichols after her double at the weekend and a nice winner on Shearer, and had a chat and a catch up about her season so far. Here she is.
So joined now by Olive Nichols. Olive, you're very busy. I can hear you riding in the background. You're training winners, riding winners. You've had a great week.
Yeah, amazing week. Really, really good to have Veriflay back out, and hopefully we'll have an exciting season with him.
Yeah, absolutely. So Veriflay won the Imperial Cup at Larker at the weekend, but you hit the board with Switch Hitter as well. Talk us through what must have been a very good day.
Yeah, Switch Hitter has been quite tricky to come right this year, pointing. And Sam Roxton's done an amazing job with him to have him. He's two different horses before the start and after the start. And Sam's done an amazing job to have him quiet enough before and well enough in the race. So yeah, he's done a super job with him. And I was probably lucky to have the nice job on the day. But Veriflay, he's come back obviously after a year off. I don't think I've ever panicked about getting a horse back so much. But yeah, it's amazing to have him back, and to have him first time out in that form was just amazing, really.
Yeah, satisfying to train him yourself, no doubt. Including on Tuesday, obviously, you went down to Taunton and won on Shearer, but you had a horse in the race that you trained yourself as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But on me if it hadn't worked out anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure. How would you have honestly felt if it had come past you at the line?
Oh God, I was very relieved to get that done.
Yeah.
No, I was panicking about him. He's always such a sort of bit of a nutcase at home and at the races really normally, and he'd only buried me twice this year at home, so I was concerned he wasn't up to it this year, but thank God he was.
Well, that's a positive. And what now for Shearer? Presumably you're going to the festival with him, or have you got other options?
Yeah, I mean, if he bounces up this well, I mean, obviously it's not been ideal that he's had to have the two runs within 2 weeks. He's had 12-3 both times. One was on heavy, but hopefully he can bounce out, and we'll aim for Cheltenham.
Yeah, amazing. Well, best of luck with that, and well done on a fantastic week, and we'll no doubt speak to you soon.
Great stuff, Sam. So plenty of looking backwards. I could talk a bit louder because at least 50% of the family's awake. We're revved. We're getting there. The coffee's kicking in. Let's go. So what we got to look forward to this weekend, Kingston Blount, Saturday, Alan Hill's baby.
Yeah, Kingston Blount the weekend. Obviously, it's drying up this week out there. I don't know why I looked outside to see what the weather's doing here, but there we go. But yeah, Kingston Blount the weekend, always very well managed by Alan and the team there. Get a good ground on. Some nice entries there. I thought it's probably about right. Joe gave us a couple of tips when he was on the show, and they both duly obliged. So I thought, well, going to their backyard, normally have a good weekend. I thought for our listeners, we'll try and get some bit of knowledge going forward. And I had a chat with Joe Hill. It's only 2 minutes 31 long. I did ask him to keep it brief, and this is it. So yeah, thank you very much, Joe.
Hi, Sam. Just a quick run through of Dad's runners on Saturday at Kingston Blount. Soldier Unknown runs in the second race at level 2 conditions. He's in great form after unfortunately unseating 4 out when running very well last time out. Very much looking forward to getting him up and running again. We're due a good bit of rain this week towards the end of the week, and the more rain, the better for him. We've always wanted to run around Kingston. We think the course will suit him really well. And Rodney Mann's just bought half share in him. He's a great supporter of ours, has been for a long time. So that's fantastic. That we've got him involved, and hopefully he can run well for him up at Kingston Blount. Then Highland Glory runs as well. Harriet BB Wynn, who's had a couple rides for us, who works here, she is going to ride her and hopefully give her a nice ride. In the third race, the main conditions, we run Occupied Territory for Dan Cherryman, who obviously rides him as well. He was purchased privately by Dan in the summer off of Tom and Gina after 3 runs last year. His first 2 runs were very good. His last run was disappointing. He's had a wind up, and from what we've seen of him, we like him, and hopefully the more rain the better for him, we'd hope, and hopefully he'll have him run a nice race for Dan. And then in the mixed open, with the weather forecast the way it is at the minute, the plan would be to run Amron Sage. Izzy's been very keen to target this race ever since he ran a great race at Chasley Corbett over Christmas. If we didn't get the rain, we would run Learnsalot. But that's why we put the 2 of them in there. Learnsalot for good ground, Amron Sage for wetter. But the way it looks at the minute, yeah, we'd be leaning towards Amron Sage, and very much looking forward to run him for a local syndicate, which is great, full of enthusiastic people. And then in the last, we're going to run Ewood Park. Walter Barnett, who's another one of our novice riders in the yard, he's going to ride him. He was very disappointing at Charing, if truth be told. We want to run him locally because he basically left his race in the lorry on the way to Charing. So we're going to run him up at Kingston, get him there as late as we possibly can. And the 2 mile 5 should suit him well. And we just want to see something more from him. Walter rides him every day. He's done a great job with him because he wouldn't be the easiest every day. So we're very much looking forward to giving our 2 novice riders a ride at our local track. So yeah, that's the plan Saturday as things stand.
So Sunday, Garthorpe, localish track to me. Not sure I'm going to make it, annoyingly. But anything you're looking forward to there, Sam?
Yeah, Garthorpe, another good track as well. Some good racing at the weekend. So yeah, Sunday is Garthorpe, Badbury Rings, Howick and Charing. And a quick look through some entries at Garthorpe just because it's local to me and kind of I know the horses. We should probably get some previews from around the country going forward, but time is limited. I thought the Ellis horse Caractacus Potts in the 2.5 mile maiden ran well and was unlucky up at Alnwick, and I think hopefully get some softer ground at Garthorpe, get a bit of rain maybe. I think you'll see a better, a winning performance from the Caractacus Potts. Caractacus Potts. That's a hard one that is in the morning.
Caractacus Potts, yeah.
So I think that horse could. He was unlucky at Alnwick, as I say. So hopefully he can go in. And Kelly Morgan's obviously having a great start to the season. She's running Morning Spirit, who you liked the last day there.
Very much so. Yeah,
just got turned over. He's running it in the long distance conditions race over 3 mile 6. Shentry try and make amends for the fall at Higham. He goes in the 2.5 mile race, which should suit him. 2.5 will definitely suit that horse, especially around there. Again, he looked set to win at Higham, so hopefully he can put that amends and make probably feel a little bit better. Hopefully she is feeling better now.
Yeah.
And yeah, Badbury, Rings, Howick and Charing as well goes ahead. So there's plenty to look forward to for the weekend.
There is.
Might be some Hunter Chases as well. I haven't looked.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it is a day of the week, so there's probably one happening somewhere.
Yeah, we haven't had a competition text yet, though, so maybe not.
No, and it is 7:20, so yeah, you're right there. Well, Sam, there's been a whistle-stop tour. We've been a bit remiss in not mentioning any social or other shout-outs. There's a few of the features missing this week, but as we said, it's a short episode. We thought we'd better do something rather than nothing. So thanks for bearing with us. We'll be back with a guest and a longer episode next week. But have a good day, mate.
Thanks very much. Don't want it too long next week, do we? We don't bore people too much. About 2 minutes.
Will you,
voice of Joe Hill.
Will you just be a bit more positive, Sam? I think you need to go and do some gratitude meditations.
So I can't wait for next week. Another show, another great guest, and a longer episode for everyone to listen to us, just a little bit longer.
And I can't wait till Fergus Gillard, who you've forgotten is asleep upstairs, comes down and hits you with the trainer.
Wait, it's fine.
I knew it.
Mate.
I knew it. Oh, dear. Carrying you around, no doubt.
No,
anyway.
Like you. On that bombshell, good night.
Good night. I wish. Right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye. Goodbye.
You're listening to Pointing Pointers, the Point to Point podcast.